अस्सलाम वालेकुम। ये हमारा छठा लेक्चर है और टॉपिक है आर्टिक ओशन, इम्पोर्टेंस ऑफ आर्टिक ओशन एंड पार्ट 2। पिछले पार्ट में जैसे कि हमने ओवरऑल इसकी अंडरस्टैंडिंग कौन सी स्टेट्स इसको नेबर कर रही हैं, नेबरिंग स्टेट जो इसकी हैं, इसकी लोकेशन क्या है, और कौन सी मेन 3 इंडस्ट्रीज़ के थ्रू इसमें अपने स्टेट अपना ये जो स्टेट्स हैं अपना इंटरेस्ट एक्सपैंड कर रहे हैं। और इसका हमने मवाजना किया था, कंपैरिजन किया था इस आर्टिक ओशन का विद साउथ चाइना सी। सो इस लेक्चर में मज़ीद जो हमारी चीज़ें रह गई हैं वो हम डिस्कस करेंगे। तो जैसा कि हमने पिछले उसमें लेक्चर में डिस्कस किया था कि एक्सक्लूसिव इकोनॉमिक जोन को अगर हम देखें उसके लिहाज से, अगर हम मैप के ऊपर आर्टिक ओशन में हर कंट्री की बाउंड्री ड्रॉ करें तो इट सीम्स क्वाइट ईजी टू ड्रॉ द मैप ऑन द आर्टिक ओशन, बट व्हेन इट कम्स टू एक्सरसाइज one's law in the Arctic Ocean, it gets difficult. So in other words, it seems like these disputes would be easy to settle, but the continental shelf of the Arctic have not been fully mapped yet, and countries tend to undertake their own research. However, each country's claims has to be assessed individually by the United Nations. For example, if we add in the current and possible future continental shelf claims by Arctic countries, the Arctic Ocean looks very crowded. So the UN Convention on the Law of Sea and an unending appetite for resources. As the Arctic melts, it gets more and more economical importance. For example, the shipping route between Japan and New York is about 90% shorter via the Arctic Ocean and Canada's Northwest Passage compared to going via the Panama. And the route between Japan and Northwest Europe is about 30% shorter than via the Indian Ocean and the Suez Canal. As one of the report, it suggests that we should be thankful to the increased sea ice melting. But this argument is being supported by the businessman and industrialists. The report suggests that we should be thankful to the ice melting because large scale shipping through the Arctic will be viable by the year 2040. But these industrialists, these businessmen are just talking about the interest of economy or their own interest or the interest of their state's economy. But if this ice would melt, obviously the world's temperature would go very high, and that would be quite alarming for the world. So, and there would be a lot of climate changes in the region, and it would not have effect for that very particular area, Arctic Ocean, but for the world even. So the people who are actually happy to enjoy the trade route via Arctic Ocean till 2040, they should be even worried about the environment of the world and climate of the world. Here again, the answer to the question like who owns the Arctic Ocean is quite complex and still evolving. As per the international structure, the countries will definitely and obviously argue for their interests and whatever is in their favor. And this is why, as globalization continues and the world becomes smaller, it will be even more important to ensure that portions of the earth remains protected. As this fishing, drilling and shipping increases in the Arctic in the future, it will also be more important than ever to protect the wildlife that may already be struggling there. As per all this situation and things that we have discussed for now, it is up to the UN, United Nations, to decide if countries are cooperation. If countries and corporations get exploitations right over there at the disputed area of Arctic, or if these areas belong to you. Actually, one should say that these areas, this Arctic Ocean, doesn't belong to any of the country, but it actually belongs to the whole world. As we have a treaty about Antarctica, so even there should be some treaty through which this area should be secured for the sake of environment, because the United Nations aims to ensure the preservation of unclaimed natural areas for the common heritage of all mankind. Common heritage means everyone, every single person on the earth planet, every human being. That means actually you. So here was the end of this Arctic Ocean. And normally this topic is very important, but normally it is not being taught, and I consider it very important, and you should go through it, both of the part. And if you will be having any question, you can ask me. I'll share it in the WhatsApp group. So तब तक के लिए अल्लाह हाफिज़.